So hello and welcome to the 10th episode of Nightmare Down Under, the GearCity Let's Play, where we play Down Under in Australia on Nightmare difficulty. We started in 1900, now it is January 1924. We just finished a facelift of our Phaeton, who I think is still our best seller. Let's just have a quick look at the income for last year. Yep, so by far. So that was important to do. It's going to be the last one for this generation, and the next one will have to be on a longer wheelbase, simply based on the available bodies and our house rule that will match our chassis to the visible wheelbases in the bodies. Next important are the Sedan and the Grand Coupe, and both have been revamped quite recently. And the fourth one is actually our full-size sedan, and then we have to add the two touring, so they take second place. And so that's our history. Let's see what the press thinks about the new Phaeton. Thinks we haven't done that before. So is it worth the price, or should you buy a different Phaeton? Is it fast? No. It's well below average, so the 7 HP two-cylinder engine is slowly getting underpowered. And they don't like the torque either. So, but it will do, the engine. Handling does well. It's almost sporty. They don't like the They don't like the interior. The chairs are stiff as a board, and we carved them out of stone. Cargo space is between above average and good. But we have put together the model well. There is nothing special in terms of dependability. It's fairly economical. And that's, I think, one thing that's important for Phaeton, so that's useful. And don't plan on crashing, because safety isn't good, but otherwise they are pretty happy with it. So that's nice. So we put together a new set of chassis, engine, gearbox as a new medium-sized platform that we're going to re-engineer our cars with. One thing worth checking in this new year is what our competition is doing. So we pick Sydney because we have Apeson. So they have a sedan, a Phaeton, and a coupe now as well, and a full-size sedan where they compete. They also have a luxury sedan, and they can have that. And they have two shooting brakes, and they can also have that. And then we have Hopesy. Well, they have gone to town, so they have tons of stuff, including two Tourings, two Coupe, one 2+2 Coupe, and lots of other things. So they are certainly keeping us honest. So that's, I think, important to know. Otherwise, let's double check whether we put our new Phaeton into production and on sale. Yes, we did, for a rock bottom price, but we also have rock bottom costs. So that should work. And let's see how it does. We even missed sales. That's awesome. And I think we can scrap the rest of our more than ancient 5 Coupe, because that's no one's buying that anymore. So new component design. Double wishbone suspensions exist, but we can't design them yet. Well, we are still at the moment living with 2 live axles. Okay, then let's scrap the 5 Coupe, still on the 1903 platform or something. It's in Melbourne. And scrap the last 100 1901 and put it out of production. Which also means we can retire a few more components. So this chassis is not in use anymore. So 1903 and production. The 400cc engine isn't in use anymore either. And the first two-speed non-synchronous gearbox, neither. So that makes things a bit more, a bit less cluttered. How are the other sales doing? So more Phaetons, 1,700. So that's fantastic. 350 Tourings. 16 Tourings. And 457 Tourings. So there's a shift from low price to high priced. Okay, so suddenly a Phaeton sales drop. I suspect that's competition. Oh, we lost the bid for the Brisbane contract. Too bad. So we have a few sales drops. So let's investigate. So Phaeton first. Is that the Hopesy Phaeton? Is the Ben short? What's Ben short? We're still better and cheaper, but it's simply something that appears on the market. And there's nothing we can do, so we have to go down to 1,000 production. A bit less, since we don't have reserves. What is that? Ah, Hopesy bought another company, and now they're throwing lots of stuff on the market. Guess they are putting their cash reserves to good use. And the same probably happened with our 16 Sedan as well, so 200 for that. So we probably could now consolidate everything in Melbourne, now that we lost the huge amount of Phaetons that we need to make. So 1,000 Phaetons. Yes. Can we even put everything into Sydney, maybe? God, that'll be the smaller factory. 4 more lines? No. So everything into Melbourne again. So 1,000 Phaetons. $702 7 sedans. Yes. And 455 7 touring. Yes. Okay, everything in Melbourne. So we have one idle factory. Let's see how this changes our unit costs. That's going to be interesting. So we had 157, 132 actually, so Sydney was actually cheaper. Platform in 4. $137 in Melbourne now. Yeah, so we have a slight drop in unit costs. And now we simply have some overhead to keep the Sydney factory open. And that's, well, 80,000 per month is I think fine. That's something we can afford, so that once things pick up at some point, we can put things into production there. And things are picking up across the board, actually. So 350 pickups. Which needs another production line. Does it really? 286? Yeah, we're selling more and we're running out of. $900 Phaetons. Full-size sedan is fine. More 7 sedans, 743. New platform in 3. So things have picked up across the board. 1.5 million cash flow per month, so we're still doing very well. Despite not having these insane sales figures anymore. So so all sales are picking up. And we have to make 850 sedans. No contracts. Yep, so watch number of production lines, number of available production lines shrink. What I might do is put the things on the new medium-sized platform into production in Sydney again. So we're slowly reducing our reserves, which is good. More 7 Tourings, 500 of them. And 700, 800 sedans. So unit costs in Melbourne 144. Yeah, so both factories, despite having different sizes of production lines, are sort of similar in terms of the effective unit costs. Let's double check that we did this, that we're still selling above unit costs, and our Phaeton isn't. Although this is a bit misleading now, since the overhead for the factory is in there. I think we can still afford. Let's see what this has in terms of effect, that we have one extra Phaeton. The one Phaeton that's one click higher on sale. And as long as we are above unit costs, we are certainly good, since again the overhead for keeping Sydney open is in there. So research complete. So that means it is time for either a new sedan or a new Grand Coupe. And I think it's the sedan, because it's older. What are we selling things for? One other idea could be to start with a Grand Coupe and then go with the sedan. No, the Grand Coupe is actually cheaper to stay competitive. We don't have to, but we can. So they sell, yeah, they also sell the sedan for more. So I'll start with the sedan. So new platform, 2.4 meter wheelbase, and the third, 15 horsepower, and the new 3-speed non-synchronous. New look. because the old box is gone. So this is what we had for the Grand Coupe. So something like this with 2 doors. This has 860 cargo. This is tiny, 663. $725. $668, so that's also more coupe-ish. $821, this looks good. This has just 2 doors. $840, it's larger, but then I would still go with this. Lots of things in the other style, that's huge. 987, yeah. So I like this. And then this is maybe then an upgrade if we really need the extra edge. Okay. What we can do is have 2 trims. So one cheaper. Who are we actually selling to? That's the other thing. So maybe one for middle class, the other one for upper middle. So Sedan. So they have 1 and we'll have 2. So that one we can position 1 even further below. So 1 indeed for middle and 1 for upper middle. So let's do the same thing again. 2.4 meters, 1.4 liters, and the new 3-speed. It was the Marathon 1929. This is the middle class one. Since they like luxury, it will actually have an impact if we have another model with more equipment. So it's male and middle class. Market demographic doesn't change a thing. So I suspect they like dependability. 27, 28, 29. They like cargo space. 30. 31. Oh, that's a bit too high. They like performance. They like safety. They like a little bit of everything. And we can actually spend some good time developing this, because this is second best seller. So they don't like too much safety. So 33, 33. Some extra quality. No, not on this model, on the other one. So 578. 18.3. Fuel economy. Top speed 68. So at least they shouldn't complain about power. So that's our 15 sedan base version. And it gets another trim. The deluxe version with the other gearbox, which is smoother. And we put some more effort into quality. So at least 34. Something I want to get out of this. There we are. Some more reliability is appreciated. The rest is probably at the limit. Oh, here we're getting some 35. Let's increase things further. Not through reliability, but through cargo. Yep, 35. So I think that's then good value. And it's upper middle. It's not that much more expensive actually. That's good. I think we should also have more safety. So these things don't really matter that much, apparently. Okay, this matters. Yeah, so that's cool. So 650 and the other one had 578, so it's not that much difference, but I think for a big impact in terms of competitiveness, and we can squeeze then our competitors from above and below. So that's the big new development project. Otherwise, business as usual. Less Phaetons, 800. And less 7 sedans, 700. Yep, so it's on its way out, so it's good that we started the replacement, which has no pre-war components in it. Oh, things are picking up again. So 750 sedans, so that was just a bit of a blip. I'm leaving the rest as it is. Oh, and we didn't get the... Why does Aristocrat... What do they have? So let's compare our 16 to the Aristocrat full-size sedan. The Anvil. Whoa. 28 horsepower. Full-speed manual. For not that much more. Well, that's rightfully impressive. So then I can put the fleet out of production again. They'll never have seen the light of day. So I can make more 16 sedans. Phaeton is still fine since we had plenty of reserves for that. I can make more Grand Coupes. So in the high 70s. Some more Phaetons. And even more Grand Coupes. Our sedan in 8. Things are picking up again. New contract requests, nothing for us. Best full-size sedan? Why is that? Oh, because Apes still had the... It's the best Phaeton and best touring. So that's going to be helpful. So more 16 touring. More 16 sedans. It's at the limit, so one more production line for that. So that we have 300, 920, something like this. Rest is good. A bit of a slump, 800 phaetons. $700 Grand Coupes. Rest is good. New Sedan in 6. $407 touring. I guess that's also aging a bit. And 350 16 touring. Uh, 280 pickups. So yearly sales, yeah, with these numbers, I don't have to check anything. What I could check is how our two competitors are doing. So there is the automatic and the CVT gearbox. We can make CVTs, not sure we want to, and we can't make automatics yet. So, company directory. Apeson is doing pretty well for themselves. Hopesy has bought Benshort, and that's where these huge investments went. They are massive now. 121,000, and we are 47, so we are sort of stuck somewhere here. How are we doing in terms of profits? We're doing okay. We're second page, middle of second page. Could be worse. Our Sedan in 5. Missed sales? So someone exited the market, I suspect. Or yes. Okay, we can also make a 12-cylinder engine. Okay, well, let's figure things out. 16 Sedan, 550. And 1,500 phaetons. We are at a production line in Melbourne. 657 sedans. $357 tourings. Rest is great. So what happened to Phaeton and full-size sedans? Hopesy pulled their Phaeton. And their full-size sedan. Okay. Yeah, they discontinued a couple of their Benshort cars. And their Phaeton was from 1919. So I guess they're now re-engineering under the right names. Okay. Not complaining. And suddenly we have a 2 million cash flow. And struggling to catch up in many areas in terms of actually making enough stuff to sell. New sedan in 3. $416 touring. So I can sunset the sedan now. So I'll leave the pickup as it is. Rest is great. So 500, 400, 450 sedans. New contracts. Nothing for us. Jameson Farewell is in Perth, of all places. So 450 sedans in let's have a look at a Jameson Farewell. They have lots of stuff. They have pickup trucks, sedan, phaeton, and a 2+2. Where are they in the competitors? Also up there, together with Apeson. Not doing that well, but still reasonably well. Where are they located? They are in Milwaukee. Okay, so second US-based company. So we see there's not much of a dip since Perth doesn't do much. Not sure whether it started in Perth, but I guess that's the AI for you. So the old 7 sedan is gone. So 350 pickups. And I'm going to put the sedan into production in Sydney, because I suspect we'll need here more space. 1,500 phaetons. It will probably highly fluctuate whether there is a phaeton competition on the market or not, but I don't want to shift production around all the time. And 407 touring. So welcome to Sydney with the 15 sedan and LX. Right, we have 2. So we could have sold 700. So 400 and 300 or something. I have no good idea how this will translate. So Sydney is useful because we have Apeson as well. So let's leapfrog them. So the 15 sedan for 113, it's better and cheaper. And then let's price the LX so that there is no overlap. So here we have 1297. So a bit more. Yep, so that's above. It's slightly better. It's still better than what they have. And so this should then make a clear point. That's this market is ours. And we can discontinue the old sedan. And the oldest vehicle actually. So, next thing. Tourings, I think, are overdue. Because they also go on a new platform, and that's actually going to be the old long wheelbase platform. It's not old, it's now 5 years old, so that's still fair enough. So a new touring. Probably with a new engine, and then do we still need to have 2 Tourings in terms of trims or so? Yeah, so Hope C still has 3. Does Farewell have 1? No. Okay. So then 2 Tourings. Theirs are also slowly getting outdated. So they had a bit of an assault and then, well, they're struggling a bit. What's the target market? This is also middle class now. Okay, so 1 middle, 1 upper middle, similar to how we positioned the sedans. So touring, long wheelbase. Maybe we can have 115 and 117. The engines basically cost the same, and they have similar stats too. The new one is actually smoother. But has less power. And then they can decide between synchronous and non-synchronous. So that's the new looks for the Tourings. And Phaeton, so they have a big overlap now. So then let's go with this for the Touring. 914. 834, this is smaller. This is also smaller. So the Touring has a roof, a fabric roof, 948 versus 14. So this one is it. And the Phaeton is just open top. So let's do it that way. So this is the cheap one. Middle class. So therefore we start at the bottom and then work our way up, whereas for the upper trim we simply increase all the slide. Well, they actually like a bit of luxury too, so we start them higher and then go even higher for the other trim. Market demographic actually works, but not enough that it's worthwhile doing. So reliability 30, 31. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cargo. A bit, yes. So 32, 32. Performance, of course. Lots of performance. Safety. No, we don't care. And quality, no big impact. So 481, that's of course also very cheap. What are we getting? 15 horsepower, which I think was underpowered the last time. And then 18.5 fuel consumption. What we're going to do is still put the one with the bigger engine, the better gearbox on the market, and then when we get the new large engine, then we'll update things again, make a new trim. Alright. Can we reduce any of these things? No, we're actually at the, very nicely at the limit. So 480, the other ones were somewhere in between. So the base model is 100 more expensive, but I think it's also considerably better because it's much larger. So that's the 15 Touring. 12 months. Yeah, there is no real rush. It's still doing fine. So 15 Touring, 12 months. And a new trim. So let's see. I suspect they will like... So that's the Lux version. So 35. Do they like I suspect they like the new gearbox, or the old manual gearbox. Still 35, so we have to work with this a bit. So if I go performance to maximum, overall goes to 34, but I'm not interested in overall, I'm interested in actual values. Okay, so cargo and dependability goes up to 36. Yeah, I think they're like, yeah, a little bit. What do I think about the new engine? The bit of a larger engine, which is now 17. Still 35. That's, I think, a little bit earlier, so not that much of an impact. So let's go for maximum performance. And let's up the luxury stuff a bit. So, oh, 37, nice. 35. Can we get 38? So here we are above a certain, with a certain threshold. 38, nice. And this is upper middle. (16.1) fuel consumption. Top speed of 70. Okay, so that's the second trim. That's the 17 touring. Make it the 710 touring because I'm running out of space for the car name. Okay, that's 12 months. So I have no idea how the sedans will sell. What does the press say? First and foremost. So the 15 sedan on paper checks seems to check off most of the things that are important for a sedan. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. It certainly has better power than performance than most of its peers, so the 15 engine I think was a good choice, so that will probably be good for sedans at least for a while. Torque is not great, but not bad. I like the handling. One of the worst interiors they've seen. Cargo space isn't a lot, and it's smaller than the other one. We cut corners when making it. It's dependable. Plenty of improvement for fuel economy, so we could have gone with less power and more fuel efficiency, but anyway. And it's a bare minimum in terms of safety. So it's, I think, pretty good. Deluxe version. And what do they say about that? It's great, so the same, of course, same engine. Not spectacular. It's one of the better performers on track. It has good expectation in terms of quality, features, and quality. That's good. Not overly impressed with cargo capacity. We still cut a lot of corners when making it. Again, very dependable. Fairly good in terms of fuel consumption. But not safe. But also, I think, pretty good. So then let's see how things sell. Let's just double check it's in production. Yes, we put that into Sydney so that we have some more wiggle room in Melbourne. Oh, we were way conservative, but that's, I think, nice. So we can, for the future reference, we can simply stop being conservative. So we're going to sell a huge number of cars. This is 715 sedans, and 600 LX. So Sydney is well busy. Probably a bit of a dip now that the others adjust their pricing. But we certainly gave them something to think about. No, actually no. The LX sells even better, and the other one sells not less. And we can make a few more Grand Coupes. We can now make W engines, not whether we wanted to. So 650 Sedan LX. Also need more 7 Touring. We also need more Grand Coupes. What I probably should and need to be doing, and should have done way earlier, is recondition branches and stuff. This will probably have a nice impact on some sales, I think. Because I don't actually recall when I last did a recondition of our branches. Oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So plenty of missed sales. So 607 Touring. That has a massive impact. What happened here? That's a bit screwed. I probably have to move some things to Sydney. So 550 16 Touring. Or something like this. I'm moving the Phaeton over to yeah, the rest is all 16 stuff. So 1,600 Phaetons in Sydney. More, 2,000. Wow. I actually have to expand production lines. Then let's do this in Melbourne, probably. So a newer factory, right? Where are we in terms of unit costs? Yeah, so Melbourne is the better one, so let's expand Melbourne. Yep, so that's fine. 6 lines for 7.6 million. Can upgrade Sydney also, right? Yes. So they will also have some extra space. We won't need it, but it's good to know. So I'm keeping stuff in Melbourne. So Phaeton 2,100. So I'm simply making some extra here because we don't have enough space anyway. I need or the other way around. Probably the other way around. So I'm filling up Sydney with... No. Let's take care of the sedans first. So 900 standard sedans. And 850 LX. Okay, that worked. the upper limit, but anyway. So 1936 Phaetons. And then I'm having something like this here. And I might move things back once I have the expansion in Melbourne. Grand Coupes 950. Pickup truck is fine. Can add some more later. 850, 816 sedan. No, it is one more production line. Yeah, so that's better. That should take care of things. So that was much needed. Okay, they want now pensions. Okay, yeah, we can have that. Engineers as well. Okay, no missed sales. That's important. And I think it was just a big spike, and everyone else probably adjusted now. So we can cut down on production. So 507 touring. '16 touring is good. 800, 900 Grand Coupes. '1984 Phaetons. '16 pickup is good. Sedan is good. And here the 15 sedan really sells well. Another sales increase of lots of stuff. New contract requests, nothing for us. Best sedan, best touring. So we still have the best touring award. Did Hopesy just exit the touring market? So 24 hours of Le Mans. What are they doing? Nope, still there. Ours are just better. They don't update theirs. Wonder what they're doing. So 607 touring. And 616 touring. $1,000 Grand Coupes. Wow. That looks like a market exit. 500 pickups. That's a market exit. 750 16 sedan. $950 15 sedan. And 950 LX. Running out of production lines here. So I have to make one here actually. I'll move the Phaetons back to Melbourne once the expansion is there, and then I should have plenty of space in Sydney. So no missed sales, that's now a good thing. So let me just have a look at the branches. So what happened? So we still have, let's go to Sydney. So yeah, so we own the sedan market. So what picked up? No, their pickup truck still exists. this full size still exists and the 3 Touring still exists, so simply, and their 2+2 coupe still exists, so it's simply us, yeah, owning them. It's just fluctuating a bit. I'm tempted to put on auto production, but at the same time I think this is useful to keep track of things. So 550 Tourings. $1,015 sedans. Can't make them. And I can cancel the support production. Okay, these are wild fluctuations indeed. New vehicle type, there is the fastback. There is now a Superleggera chassis, but we can't design one yet. Couple new car bodies. So 2000 Phaetons is fine. So that's... cancel that one. That's the easiest thing. So Tourings, I need more 16 Tourings. So we're going to jump back and forth anyway. 850 16 sedan. And 950 Sedan LX. How are unit costs looking? Pretty excellent, 130 and 140. So Melbourne in 2. Whoa. Full-size sedan missed sales and sedan missed sales. Is that another market exit? Am I driving off the competition? I need to have more stuff of many things. So Phaetons 2,400. So 400 more. Can probably also start expanding Sydney at this rate. 15 sedan. $1,016 sedan. And some more Grand Coupes. So benefits, I have to check my pension funds. So let's put something into the pension funds. $2 million of cash flows, so that's neat. So Melbourne is updated. So what we can do now is have more production lines so that we can move the Phaeton probably back to Melbourne. Yeah, so that works. That we have lots of more space in Sydney. But I think That's some work for the next episode, where we also will then bring the touring to market. And I suspect what we also do is simply expand the Sydney factory and redesign the Melbourne factory, that we still have further room to expand depending on what the competition decides to do. So lots of interesting things, and all are going to happen in the next episode. See you then.